What's up, everyone? River Caraba here, the analytics guy. Welcome back to our channel. I'm real excited to talk about today's video. It's a question that I get actually quite a bit, and it's all in regard to I have videos on my channel. They're doing well, maybe they're not doing well. What do I do? How do I optimize those? How do I make those videos work harder for me? This is, like I said, a very common question. It's a very good question to ask, and those are the people that are really mindful about their growth and wanting to grow and take advantage of their videos and the influence that they're building online. And like we do, like to jump right in, no BS. So let's jump right into analytics. So this is the analytics for my wife and I's vlogging channel, Rivenal. And what we are looking at here is just right in the analytics tab. Click on that real-time analytics. I'll just reload the page for you here. What you get is, here are the last couple videos that we have. You can actually look to see in the last 60 minutes, maybe the last 48 hours. Let's click on that one just so it's not sorted by date. Some people don't know that you can actually click on that to resort it, because then it's more insightful for sure. So what you're looking at here is the number of videos. So up here you can look at videos, you can look at device type, operating system, and geography. So the real-time data. YouTube has made a recommitment to real-time reporting. Recently, they've made some announcements and some previews that real-time reporting, whoa, here's a little error. This is what happens when we shoot this live. They've made a recommitment to real-time analytics, which I'm really happy to see that. We're going to click back here on this 48 hours, and then you can see these videos. Well, look at some of these dates, right? So here we see July 17th, 2016, February 23rd, 2017, January 13th, 2017, October 11th, 2016. The list goes on, right? And so the important thing to know is this video we just published a couple days ago, but then these 4 videos here and pretty much all of them below are the ones that are actually raking in all of the views to the channel, right? 190 here just in the last 48 hours, 160, 130. How do I take advantage of that? Some of us actually go in and, post a video, and then once we're done doing the titles, the descriptions, the tags, the thumbnails, we just move on. We don't touch it again, but there is an opportunity there to go back into that video, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm actually going to go into this video and look at a little bit deeper information. So this one is called the DIY clothing rack. We're going to go into our video manager here, and then we're going to search for that video, DIY clothing rack. Once the search comes up, go ahead and select your video and go into that info and settings, and it's going to pull up the actual video's profile for you can do all of the settings for that particular video. So once you get here, you can see all this good stuff. You can see the rankings for all of this. So what you can see, some extra information here, is we actually have TubeBuddy and vidIQ plugged in here, which is why you see the 2 different numbers there. It's just a really good system. I really love this thing from vidIQ. I wish TubeBuddy would come out with something like that in this actual thing here. And it tells me the SEO score, the estimated SEO score, it's subjective, of course, for this video. So the goal is to get that number as close to 100 as you humanly possibly can, and then that means that you've done some really good things. TubeBuddy also has this card that exists right here. When you upload a video, it's the checklist, the best practice checklist that you can do. So make sure you're doing that. This is not sponsored by either of them. It's just really smart to do that. You can see I've optimized this one quite a bit. So after this one posted, I went back in, reevaluated some tags, what are doing well, what are doing pretty well, what are maybe not doing so well, and we want to rank for those. Now, one thing I will say is some people get really nervous with this, and there is a notion of if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? If a video is ranking really well for you, you want to be careful to not do too many sweeping changes, right? So optimizing the thumbnail is 100% one of the better things you can do. You can see these other images up here that I don't believe we started with something like that, but imagine you're just using a screenshot from your video. Use the best practices with thumbnails. Very clear, know and understand on your analytics how people are viewing, if they're watching on desktop or mobile. Because if they're watching on mobile, the thumbnail is only going to show up in this like phone size screen, right? So you want to make sure the text, if you have any, is very clear. I'd say generally you don't want text to be more than 30% of the image. Thumbnails typically do pretty well with a subject, right? So in this case, our subject is a clothing rack. There's not a lot going on. It's a white background. That way you can just see just exactly what we're talking about. It's simple, right? Make sure in your description, you have some of these tags, and then also the name of your title. That's very important. That's a very easy, clear SEO best practice to make sure that you have that same metadata all the way throughout. So when Google and YouTube analyze these things, you can rank in things like Google search and YouTube. So the next thing that we're going to talk about are the cards. Okay. So I'm going to click on the cards tab here. It's going to autoplay this, so I'm going to have to pause it as soon as it gets started here. There we go. You can notice there's a couple cards in here, okay? So they're way up front. Well, why are the cards there? I want to actually just go back into my analytics here, and we can go back into info. Sorry about that. And then now what we're going to do is go to analytics. And we're going to actually go ahead and search for just the DIY clothing rack here. So DIY clothing rack. There's the video. So now it's going to give me all the analytics just for the DIY clothing rack. And now what I want to do is actually go over here to this audience retention report. Okay, so what this is going to tell us is you can see the line for retention. What you want to do is, and this is like a fairly common sweep here, and what people are doing is they're clicking in and then really quickly maybe thinking, hey, maybe this isn't the video that I wanted, right? So if I ever produce videos like this in the future, maybe this like preamble that I do here explaining who I am and what I'm doing and things like, maybe it's just get to the point, right? Or maybe show a clip of the finished product. That would help people stay retained. But given that you're going back in and optimizing this, right, what can I do? Well, right before these dips, right, I'm seeing that people are taking off. So what would I do? I would go in here and let's drop a card right at and before the points where people are dropping off. Give them an option, if you have similar content, to then provide that to them, right? You want to give them something a little bit different. So the first and foremost thing is I'm actually going to change one of these live right now. So I have this other DIY mason jar. It was a rack that I created for my wife, and I thought, oh yeah, maybe they're wanting to put other DIY things. Well, I want to actually try this out, and maybe I change this because I'm not seeing a lot of clicks come through to that. So I'm actually going to come in here, and I'm going to grab the other video that I'm thinking of that I want to test in there. So what you can do is actually come in here, and I'm just going to use this to search. And my wife put together a video called Paris Packing List, and it was all about kind of her outfits that she wore to Paris, things like that. So I'm actually just going to click that. It's going to draw this up top here. I'm actually just going to use that to get the URL. Come back into the cards and then search that, drop it in like this, save. So what you should see is now you see that cards changed its name to Paris Packing List, so they can come in right there. But you know what? Maybe I'm going to get some people that watch further into it, right? And it's me just kind of building some things. You know what? Maybe I want to drop in something else. So what you can do is just come up here to cards. Maybe I will come up here and say, I want to drop in a playlist, and it just so happens that I happen to have all the DIY projects as a playlist. Boom, that easy. Drop that in. Guys, putting in cards, putting in end cards, those are huge opportunities to optimize your videos. For our channel alone, for the vlogging channel, there are hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of minutes driven on YouTube just by going back and putting in some of these cards. Putting in end screens is the next most important thing that you can do. Think about from a mindset of a consumer, right? You want to give them, so look at that pretty face, jeez, a little sunburnt or something, but you want to give them more opportunities to watch. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and that same playlist that I put in throughout, let's say they wanted to continue watching, didn't want to click out at that point, I'm actually going to drop it here too at the end screen. So I'm going to come in here and click playlist, click on that DIY playlist and drop it right in here. Maybe pull it right there, hit save, boom, done. That is great because as you know, playlists will autoplay your videos. So instead of your video and then maybe somebody else's video coming up as suggested, yeah, you may get credit and partial credit for extending the session time to them. But if they go to a playlist, right, then it offers them only your videos in succession that you can increase that session time just for your channel, which we know the YouTube algorithm is preferencing to. So here I also have most recent uploads. So if somebody watches this and want to see get most up to date with our channel, but then also best for viewer. Best for viewer, what that is going to do for someone is say based on the other things that they're watching, what is the closest video of yours to their viewing habits? And now I'm going to suggest that one. Absolutely clutch. Actually, you know, let's look at that really fast. I'm going to go ahead and cancel out the Paris packing list. I'm going to go to cards, and I just want to prove this point to you. The top cards that we have throughout our whole channel, right? The whole channel are all on these like best for viewer kind of cards, right? When you look down through here, it's all that's what it is, and it's just so incredible that you can see all of these different kind of like best for viewer card types and things that people are clicking on. Really good, guys, that we can actually do that. So I was in the wrong section, sorry there, but here, best for viewer, best for viewer, best for viewer. You can see all of those that people are clicking. And up here, you can see just in the last 28 days, that's 64 more clicks staying in our content. So you would just be silly to not do that, to optimize your videos to that. But the last thing that I'll just say here is definitely use keyword analysis. We've got other videos on this channel that can help you out, whether that's Keyword Planner or TubeBuddy, vidIQ. Be using one of those, guys, to optimize your videos for the tags. Tags are one of the single most important things that you can do to optimize your videos. Do the research. Use Google Trends. Understand what time, right? We're going to do a whole nother video probably on going in and looking up a single keyword and then looking up the timing. We actually have a case study where we looked at the channel Leg Life at Disney Cruises. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. But guys, that's going to do it for today. We're at about 12-13 minutes right now. Don't want to keep you too long. If you have any questions, leave those in the comment section below. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. Thank you so much for watching this video and watching to the end. We really appreciate it. Don't forget, guys, share these videos with anyone you think who can benefit them. The whole purpose of this channel is helping other people. We're not making any money. We're not doing anything. This is all just trying to get information in people's hands. Knowledge is power, people. So we appreciate you, love you, and we will see you in the next video.